You throw another moon at me, and I'm gonna lose it.
Stark.
You know me?
I do. You're not the only one cursed with knowledge.
My only curse is you.
All that for a drop of blood. You have my respect, Stark. When I'm done, half of humanity will still be alive. I hope they remember you.
Stop! Did we just lose? Why would you do that?
We're in the endgame now. I am inevitable.
And I am Iron Man.
Welcome to the Mr. Pictures channel. Tony Stark's death caused major collapses in the universe, but no one imagined that in the lines of destiny, you can live and die as a hero, or live long enough to become a villain. This phrase has never made so much sense here. The story I'm going to bring involves both worlds, and other powerful beings will appear here. Without further ado, let's get straight to the point. Dark Rise, Doomstark and the Gaze of Penance. The cold of death is different from what Tony Stark imagined. There was no light, no tunnel, no familiar voices calling. Just the weight of all your sins, crushing your soul. He opened his eyes, or something equivalent to that, and saw that he was suspended in a sea of shadows, invisible shackles trapping him in the void. The smell of sulfur and decay was suffocating. Then, out of the darkness, a burning figure emerged. Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider. His flaming skull lit up the abyss. Johnny Blaze, voice echoing like thunder. Tony Stark. Or should I call it Doom? Tony tried to speak, but his spiritual throat wouldn't obey. Something was wrong. Terribly wrong. Johnny. You crossed lines that not even hell tolerates. Created, destroyed, manipulated. Now it's time to face the weight of it all. Tony tried to free himself, but the chains tightened even more. It was as if every mistake, every selfish decision, was a link in his prison. Johnny Blaze, approaching, eyes burning. Look at me, Tony Stark. Receive the gaze of penance. Left with no choice, Tony stared. It was as if 1,000 bombs exploded inside his mind. He revived. All your sins. Every weapon sold that caused death. Every life I could have saved and didn't. Every manipulation. Every pride. Every wrong decision. The weight of guilt was unbearable. Tony, screaming in pain. Enough! I am not him anymore. But there was something strange. Within the pain, another awareness was growing. Something even darker. A cold, controlled voice. An entity he never wanted to admit he had become. Doom. Doom's voice, inside Tony. Let me take over. I will bear the weight. I transcended this childish guilt. Johnny Blaze, scared, taking a step back. It can't be. There are two souls inside you. Johnny's flames began to waver, as if even Ghost Rider feared what was coming. Tony, Doom, whispering, Hell is not a prison for me. It's an invitation. In a surge of power, the chains binding Tony exploded. Into 1,000 shards of dark light. The floor of hell shook, cracking into veins of fire. Johnny raised the magical chain to restrain him, but Doomstark was now no longer just human or machine. He was something beyond. Doomstark, rising, armor forming around him with pieces of corrupted soul. I will be reborn. Not as a man, not as a machine, like an eternal idea. And with a gesture of pure will, Doomstark tore apart the fabric of hellish reality. A black portal opened behind him, sucking in flames, souls, and even pieces of hell itself. Johnny Blaze, shouting, Stark, no! You will betray everything that exists, Doomstark, before disappearing. I've already cheated, and yet here I am, with a cruel smile. See you soon, biker. And with that, Doomstark passed through the portal, returning to the physical plane, but not as the man who died. Now it was something much, much worse. The rift of the multiverse, on another Earth, the stars trembled. Unstable dimensional portals began to open across the planet. Scientists from S.H.I.E.L.D., Wakanda Technologies, and even the remnants of the Avengers gathered to understand the phenomenon. In the center of the biggest rift, in the heart of the ruined heart of New York, something was beginning to materialize. Something encased in black armor, polished like a distorted mirror, with arcane symbols glowing green at the junction. Points, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, watching from a nearby penthouse. this doesn't feel good. This feels like End of the World, Part 53. Beside him, Doctor Strange conjured protective runes. Doctor Strange, seriously? It's more than that, Peter. This presence is like a black hole of destiny. The portal exploded in black flames, and Doomstark stomped to the ground. The earth itself groaned beneath his feet. Doomstark, voice echoing through the city. Earth, 616. I'm back. Peter approached cautiously. Spider-Man, nervous, trying to break the ice. So, you're like Tony Stark 2.0, evil version. Or am I misinterpreting this imminent doom vibe? Doomstark, smiling darkly. Tony Stark was the beginning. Doomstark is inevitable. The chains of damnation hell was not fire. Not in that multiverse. It was memory. It was guilt. It was the incessant repetition of one's own mistakes projected into an eternal cycle. Tony Stark, or what was left of him, remained chained in a cell of ethereal energy, floating on the threshold between the realms of reality and damnation. His eyes, empty, stared at the reflection of his own decisions. Every weapon sold, every soul sacrificed for glory, every friend lost, and then he appeared again. Johnny Blaze. Ghost Rider appeared amidst black flames, walking with slow steps over the illusory ground made of molten steel and broken memories. His burning skull lit up Tony's cell with a terrifying glow. Johnny. Or, still here, Stark? I thought your mind would have imploded by the weight of the truth. Tony. The truth hurts less than silence, Johnny. But you already know that. So, what did you come to do? Show my condemnation once again. Johnny raised his right hand, and the chains began to writhe on their own, alive, hungry for a rebellious soul. Johnny, I didn't come to torture you. I came to try to understand why you still resist. The Penance gaze should have broken you, but there's something inside you. Something strange. Tony smiled, but it was a cold, almost mechanical smile. Tony, because I'm not just me. Something else is with me. It whispers in my dreams. He says I am needed. Johnny frowned. The flames around his skull intensified. Johnny, he? Who is he? Tony, Doom. And then everything shook. The chains clicked as if a greater force was interfering. The cell floor broke into fiery lines, and for a second, the reality of hell wavered. Johnny stepped back, readying his chain. A shadow took shape behind Tony, growing until it seemed to clothe his spirit in an invisible cloak of dark power. Doom, voice inside Tony's mind. You saw it. They will never understand. Hell is a starting point, Stark, not an end. Use me, and together, we will have no rivals. Johnny charged forward with his flaming chain. Johnny, I can't let this happen, Stark. You carry more than guilt now. You are a mystical bomb about to explode in the wrong hands. Tony, smiling. No, Johnny, I'm the wrong hand. In a deafening scream, the chains broke. The essence of Doom, until then contained, swallowed Tony's soul like a cloak. The cell collapsed in dimensional fragments and sparks. Blaze tried to contain Tony's soul with the power of hell, but Stark's ethereal body was already fused with a new golden armor, forged in pain, guilt, and repressed fury. Doomstark, resurfacing. I was reborn. And now, Johnny, it's your hell that's about to begin! Johnny threw his chain, but Doomstark caught it easily, turning it into energy dust between his fingers. Doomstark, thank you for trying to stop me. Now I know what I am. Not a man, not a god, the balance. With a cosmic roar, Doomstark opened a portal back to the physical plane, tearing through the dimensional veils with sheer force of will. Before disappearing, he looked at Johnny one last time. Doomstark, tell them. that Tony Stark is dead, and what's left will fix the universe. Continues. What did you think of today's story? Leave your opinion here in the comment. Click the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. Until next time, bye.